as both teams have a huge showing for both sides here for us. And I can't wait to see it unfold. Now, as we wait for that to pop up, are we still expecting the Spider Miles bands coming through? Okay, there's the first three from Blacklist International.
I guess don't fix what's not broken. A lot of teams have been able to actually take advantage of that against Minana, forcing Spider Miles onto other heroes. Obviously, if Spider Miles has been able to really deal with it, but you know what? It just does affect how they kind of draft around it.
Yeah, but again, if it's an unknown enemy you're facing, you gotta check in what kind of information you have. So with the Angela ban, the Faramis ban, and the Matilda ban, they're respecting both the firepower that Lancey can bring in, and of course, what Spider Mouse is known for. First pick up for Blacks International, we're waiting for that. They are known to just lock in the Fredrin since it is open. Givritson Sui has a pretty good win rate on that, and there it is.
There it is, locked in. Fredrin picked up. Old Faithful, if you will, right? The 79 times, 85% contention rate. Fredrin is still him for that jungle pick. We'll see what the answer is going to be, though, for Minana EVOS. And I'm just admiring, real quick, the effects we have behind us that we have seen in the past as well on the monitors. I'm looking at the crowd's reaction, man. They are loving it. So with that, I'm wondering, does Minana EVOS specifically pick up their jungle pick now? Can they wait for it? Do they just want to go ahead and lock in? Okay, that sounds like they're going to go this route anyway. Picked up Barrett's and the Moskov.
Yeah, Moskov has been building up stock all around the world. The one time that he has been seen in MPL Philippines, first picked up by Kelra from Fnatic Onyx, did not do so well in the regular season.
Yep.
This time around, they're looking to correct that and build up the stock of this monstrous menace in the gold lane.
It's actually very difficult to deal with here. A lot of times when the Moskov goes past 15 minutes, 18 minutes, you can really expect them to really destroy someone. That attack speed scales up so quickly.
Yeah, it's, I guess one of the biggest things is when you utilize that ultimate, right? The timing on it. It's great that it's global, but it's also, you've seen it not work in favor of teams that do like to pick up the Moskov here.
Here we go with the Edith, likely to go into the Roam. And of course, they pick up the Vixana. That is UA's #1 hero. An astronomical number of reps, and of course, a win rate that just benefits Blacks International.
Even with the patch, right? Like, people have already been used to seeing Vixana in the mid lane. And obviously, with that Edith, kind of still flexible, XP lane still pretty good.
This is still the Sensui instincts, gentlemen. You saw there, he is leading. Sensui leads the steals in Lords and Turtles. And, you know, that's something you have to keep an eye on, because if you were watching during that week when we talked specifically about Sensui Ultra Instinct, he's able to pull some miraculous steals off, and it's kind of crazy that you actually need to keep an eye on that specifically against Sensui alone. And so with that, to round out that first phase, Minotaur is going to be picked up and locked in for Minana EVOS.
Oh, that's a hero that Blacklist actually favors banning. They like banning Minotaur, 4th most banned for them across the regular season. So now that Spider Miles has a hero in his hands that he's very comfortable with, I'm wondering if Kaiser's actually been playing the Barats, because Kurt can actually switch it up. Look at this Hellkurt ban. The Hellkurt ban, ladies and gentlemen, is explained by the fact that usually now Hellkurt is put in the roam role. And
Who did that?
Who did that?
Right?
You could actually just throw on the Edith into the XP lane, call it a day, and then pick up that Hellkurt. It's very doable.
Yeah, I think this is one of the major things that happened after the patch. Like, people have been starting to really explore it, especially in other regions.
Yeah.
Right? Indonesia's the first one to feel the impact of this hero revamp.
Yep, definitely. And I wouldn't be surprised if we do see Hellkurt slip through the cracks throughout at least these next 5 days for the playoffs and have an impact, of course, you know, with the way that's changed. So these last couple bans are going to come out here. We know gold lane's still up for grabs. We saw so much Harith before it is banned out this time around. So I'm wondering, right, what do you want to match up against the Moskov for Blacklist International?
All right, Blacks International, you're looking at their choices. You can put a Nathan, you can put a Claude onto Oheb here, and both are solid pickups. I don't think any of them are bad choices, but check this out, the CC. The CC is actually one of Edward's best picks in the regular season, and the fact that Minana EVOS are onto it makes sure that the engagement on the Barats and the Minotaur aren't as easily punished, so there's no bad targets for them to dive onto.
Wow.
Yeah. Those stats, man. I know you were reacting to those as well, Rockhard, because in the crowd cheering there.
We have a very interesting crowd here for Blacklist International. Some homecoming.
I was going to say, it's funny seeing them out there, right?
Yeah, a little bit crazy.
Of course, but so, and I like the fact that you have this discussion of the different shades of Ube, because you're going to see that obviously go head-to-head here in this matchup, but even so, with the Minotaur locked in, like you guys said, you guys saw the stats there, the healing potential with this Minotaur pick, especially once that Flask of the Oasis is locked in, it's hype. And look at that. There it is, the Royal Duo out here to support Blacklist, of course.
And one of Manjean's teammates. Or, no, enemies. Not teammates. Sorry.
Bitter rivals.
Bitter rivals.
rivals.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
There it is.
There's the Yuzhong.
Pretty
Looking
good
to
pickup.
dive onto the Vexana and whatever the gold laner on Blacklist might be. So can hunt down the Nathan, can hunt down the Claude, if ever. That's on Kirk. I wonder. They're still looking for a gold laner here and an XP laner.
Okay.
Man, that's a
XP.
really bulky lineup we have here right now for Minana, and almost all of them is physical damage, so they're going to have to go heavy, go ham
Yeah, you
on
can
this
put
mid lane
a-
pick leader.
You can put a Benedetta on Edward here.
Good. Oh, there's the Claude.
What did I say? I hate it when I'm right. Oh, wait, what?
What?
Where's
Wait,
the Benedetta?
Wait,
no,
is
here's
this
the
the?
Benedetta.
I was gonna say, we had this happen in the regular season,
Okay.
Right.
where it showed Khalid, but it was the Benedetta, so we'll have to wait.
So which is which?
Which is which?
It's Benedetta. It's written there.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's
All
a
right.
Benedetta.
Okay,
All right.
okay.
I take it back. I hate it when I'm right.
Rewind. All right, that's locked in.
Small
and
thing.
yeah, and the Claude too, of course, being picked up here for Oheb, going against that Moskov. And now this last pick, what are we feeling for Minana?
Very
Still need a
heavy.
mid laner, gentlemen. And the Valentina is the last one left. No Faramis,
Yeah.
no Lo Yi,
No Novaria.
Lilia,
Not
no
even
Novaria,
Lilia, right? So,
No Vex.
wow.
That's all that's left.
That is a tricky position Minana's in right now in
Put
terms
the
of mid
Val.
lane.
And then if you pick the Valentina, there's nothing to steal.
So, Lancey, what's in your pool, man? What's in your pool?
Okay, that was definitely not a what I was thinking.
Aurora.
Wait, Aurora. Okay.
All right.
This has actually experienced a pick already here for a few teams already.
TNC Pro
Yeah,
Team.
TNC,
Used
right.
to rock it a lot in the
It
regular
was pretty
season.
good. Hatred played it
Optimistically speaking, it was pretty good.
on its own, just on its own, right? It
Yeah.
didn't really mesh well
In
with
a-
a comp. That's a problem.
In a vacuum, yes.
Yeah, so
If you think about it, the amount of CC here from Minana EVOS is devastating.
Through the roof,
Like,
actually.
yeah, because you have Daytona's Welcome. You can lock down someone exactly when you want to, and then, of course, into the Glacier, into every other piece of CC you have available to you. So I feel like that's one of the biggest challenges that Blacklist International has to approach this. And I think that's why even the Claude works so great, because you can kind of go in and out, pull little Bobby tricks, if you will. But, with that, I think it's really playing around the multitude of CC that's going to be thrown at Blacklist International if they want to go ahead and grab this first game victory here. So, all you watching in the chat right now, let us know who you think is going to go ahead and win this series. Starting off with this first game, is it going to be Minana EVOS? Is it going to be Blacklist International? Who gets that first blood in the series in the first best of 5? Remember, it's an elimination match ahead of us. And I feel like people have been waiting for this.
But also remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
That's
That's
right.
You gotta take your time with your strats, gotta take your time with your endurance, because also take note, whoever wins is facing off against a fresh,
Again.
fanatic Onyx that's been watching from the sides.
And
So,
yeah,
Hydrate, basically.
something to note, the lineup on Minana EVOS, yes, definitely has a lot of CC on it.
Yeah.
But is it reliable damage that's coming up after? You're only really looking at the Moskov and the Aurora. What if one of them gets popped prior to the major engagement?
I mean that's the thing, right? Minana EVOS' lineup feels very powerful, but it has to be done in a very specific order. That crowd control cannot all go in at the same time.
That's right.
And if that chain gets disrupted, it can really be deadly.
I think that's why, again, if you're Minana EVOS, Barrett's alone. Barrett's in the Fredrin. The beginning turtle dances alone are so crucial with this.
Yep.
Because, again, we're talking about the fact that it's Sensui for one. He's on that comfort pick. They picked it up first pick. So you really want to be able to establish your momentum if you're Minana EVOS going forward here. And that starts with that first objective, that first hurdle.
Yep, not to mention that this is Sensui's Fredrin. I'm assuming that it's going to be rocking the support emblem,
Yeah.
which will ensure its nigh off cooldown dashes, much, much faster on the mechanics. And I think that's what explains Blacklist lineup rating. Their laning potential so much higher because, again, there's more reliable damage across the board. Their mobility also much higher. And it's just easier for them to say, we'll do this at any point in the game. As for Minana EVOS, there's at least 2 or 3 lines of communication and entry points for them to consider before things go their way.
And a lot of it actually does rely on like really good shot calling.
Yeah.
To be fair, shot calling has always been the issue here for a lot of our teams.
Yeah.
Let's see if that's going to change here today.
Well, we're going to find out. The crowd is ready. We're here to kick off into the Champions Arena. It's the first match, an elimination match for Blacklist International and Minana EVOS. Both teams getting situated in the jungle. And as we get ready for this, we'll have to keep track of these rotations, things getting settled in on the jungle specifically. And real quick too, we'll take a look at the emblems in just a second to see if anything sticks out. But, you know, Sensui, hey, he's rocking the concussive blast this time around.
Yep, concussive blast with a, oh, let me hold my tongue there. It's actually a tank, Fredrin, with Thrill. So he's trying to make up for the lack of cooldown with just reliable damage early on.
And that can work, actually. Pure damage, every one of your shots can do a lot more. Kirk with a kill, though.
Kirk!
Whoa.
Pulled the full combo.
Man, oh man, Kirk, already, leading into this, I was like, you know, if Minana EVOS wants to get the momentum going, they can start it with the first turtle. They did it before that.
Stone Cold Kirk. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not so sure if you caught the player cam as that solo kill happened, but Kirk just sat into his chair after that kill on Agent Zero.
Wow, all right. That's the best start you can expect for that Yuzhong matchup. Obviously, Yuzhong not so great if he actually gets, you know, not yet ramping here, especially without Dragon Form. But you know what? That was interesting. How that start, we'll see. For later on, though, as we do see the majority of Minana players going up on top side.
Oh man, this early on, not even with the turtle spawning, Minana EVOS already going for the ube. So this is how they're going to try to expedite that whole communication line issue. They're just going to always be going on ube mode.
Yeah, that's a shade. Oh!
3-man knock-up here, and the follow-up is disrupted. It is massive right now. Obviously, with a little bit of time being bought here, and a kill being picked up as well for Minana EVOS. So 1 for 1, or 2 for 1 rather. It's going to be a turtle advantage, though.
That's the shades of ube we're talking about. I'm still going.
There you go, just non-stop action, and there you go. That's the crowd control available for them, but it's all just that. Crowd control, no damage follow-up. That is Turtle going over the Blacklist.
Oh my goodness. What a start. A little messy, a little chaotic. But wow, Leo.
I was just going to say, of all of the members of Blacklist in the first minute of the game, the one that can really afford the death would be Edward, because the rest of Blacklist would be rotating up anyways. And that gave Minana EVOS, I reckon, in my reading of the situation, a false sense of security. They thought they could ube their way, finesse their way into an early position, and Blacklist says, nah, fam, check it out. We've been doing ube since 2021, and they got it right there.
That's actually a pretty good timing because some of the members of Minana were not level 4 yet.
Yeah.
So they timed it perfectly, or they saw an opportunity, and they went for it.
That's right, they thought they got it, but Blacklist read the room and saw the entry point, and now they're sitting at a 500 gold lead. Minana EVOS now in recovery mode. That does not mean that this the second Lord in a minute is just clearly Blacklist.
Yeah.
I think Minana EVOS can still contest, but the key is they gotta start checking themselves, man. Check these bushes.
And you see that item pickup already from Edward has that halberd available now.
Oh
so,
boy.
you know, he was the first blood to Minana, then he gets 2 kills out of the last exchange, and now he has solved the deal, the problem at least, with that early sustainability provided from Spider Miles.
Solve the problem, he became the problem.
Yeah. So now, for Minana EVOS, that is tough to deal with in this early portion of the game. Look at the matchup, too, just between the Fredrin and the Barretts here. Obviously highly in favor of the Chad of the Land of Dawn, Fredrin.
Yep, truth be told, the Appraiser has been the most winningest hero for the better part of the past 2 years.
Yeah.
Has it been that long?
Yep, and this stat is going to be true for most matchups. But wait, check it out.
If there's so many nerfs right now, though, it is going to be Sensui in trouble here. Played around with the Pride of Ice, and now Edward has to make his way out. Or will he? Are you trapped here with me, or am I trapped here with you? Or have that the other way around. So right now, obviously Minana fighting back, showing at least they have some fight in them.
Okay, so they at least get Sensui down from that. You know, still whittling down the gold a little bit. It wasn't anything crazy to begin with, but now that this objective is up, the turtle is up here.
Well, how long did it take?
Yeah, that's true.
And how many heroes did they send?
Good point.
You know, anything is better than nothing for Minana EVOS at this point because of how that last exchange went minutes ago. So they're going to go ahead and start up this turtle. Both teams getting in position. You can already see Kaizen making his way as well.
Ooh.
Let's see if they get in this position. Domeng and Oheb just farming up.
Key pickups on the mid laners. Yue had just picked up a necklace of Durans, so you're going to stop Kirk, you're going to stop Miles, even Kaizen from getting some healing on. And then you'll check out Lancy, first pick up the Queen's Wings. So he knows that he has to be the target more often than not. So he has 2 layers now of protection from aggression. That shield and that passive. But look at that, Blacklist finessing a free turtle.
Queensix actually could really come in clutch later, and sometimes that's something that you don't really expect, especially if you're screaming 1v1.
Yeah.
You're right, that could be deadly, and this could be massive here.
Yeah, it's a good start, especially that first item, because really for Lancy, you want to just go ahead and get the freeze off if you can, and then drop the ultimate. Try to freeze down as much as you can. Okay, they're not going to. Oh, hold on, he's going for Haji.
Charges straight for it, and of course the stun is going to come in clutch. Good freezing coming in from Minana, and the damage is true. Not even Haji can withstand it. It's Sensui falling soon as well. Kirk with a double kill.
Man, Minana EVOS striking back here, and yes, Kirk back on the board with this Yuzhong. What a setup and play there from Minana.
Nothing comes for free. They win the fight, but they lose the battle up top. Agent Zero was just finessing his way into a turret take, setting up another amazing turtle for Blacks International. That's the long lane. Edward has been living in the long lane ever since he won the Season 7 championship. They pioneered the Lord Dance. So now you're going to see them take control of the lower lane too. Oh,
that is a lot of gold going to their pockets. What will Minana do in response though? They're getting ready to set up a fight maybe. But don't forget, Blacklist also has a free man unit that's quite strong with crowd control, and they can get even an Eternal Guardian on their side.
This is funny because, you know, both teams have their own forms of Ube here. This is like the most action Ube playstyle has seen early on, I feel like. For the most part, like usually it's a slow kind of build up. Hold on, Kirk.
Oh, Kirk is fighting, and Edward just taking him easily. 1v1, mano-y-mano, no problemo here.
Wait, he had ult, but he just, what, he wouldn't be able to get away with the dragon form?
He had ult and he had Petrify. That is an interesting turn of events.
Yeah, slow down a bit here, and nom 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 goes the dinosaur here. Kaizen fighting off again. That crowd control we're talking about here. Boy, Minana is really coming in strong here. But here comes Oheb with that blazing duet, just tearing it up quite easily here for Blacklist. And that's another tower down. So much gold inside of the agents.
Okay, in that very engagement, wherein you could have sworn Minana EVOS was ahead. They had 2 turrets sandwiching Blacks International and their coalition. It's a matter of reliable damage now. Yes, there was an amazing Minoan Fury, but was the damage going to the right target? Sensui could have died. Sensui was frozen for a good solid second and a half, but no one was hitting him. And that's because Doming was down bottom. Doming was pushing. So now Minana EVOS are clearly behind. For the first time, I think, in this 8-minute bout, I'm going to say now Minana EVOS have some thinking to do.
Yeah, and I think even when you look real quick at just how both roams are doing here, you see that a lot of the heals going for Spider Miles, but the time control, that crowd control coming out from Haji with this Edith pick is paying dividends so far in these skirmishes, in these team fights. And so we'll see how the adjustments come through. Minana EVOS, the fact that they are just working on getting space across the map. Oh, Edward.
Oh, that combo with the Petrify, the Electro final blow here could have actually gone a lot done. Right now with the support of Spider Miles, he will be fine. And they're going for the re-engage. Great stun here coming in from Doming. No assist whatsoever needed. But look at that. The bottom lane being pushed again by Blacklist, man.
Ooh, it looks like they want to go straight for the jugular. Want to pierce that bottom lane inhibitor. But just the same, Blacklist is going to lose that top lane tier 1. Interestingly, the map is rubber banding. The map is going back and forth. Oh, Doming!
Very heavily. Doming now uncontested. Haji can't really do much here. Sensui trying to make sure his presence is known, maybe to try to attempt a hit here, but no. You went close by, Oheb. You're going to reset.
So with that, they get ready. They prepped and ready for this Lord. I would say Minana EVOS did the best they could given the situation to go ahead and try to set things up. So they're in a good position to dance for this Lord here because we know Blacklist International is going to want to go ahead and start that up and see how things go. You're seeing the breakdown here too between the gold laners falling into place. Now, positioning-wise, I feel like this is really where Domeng on this Moskov is going to be crucial. He can actually go ahead and sit on one of these side lanes for now while the team starts up that Lord dance and then go ahead and spear his way into the fight, but that comes with a risk as well.
Yeah, again, the ever-present question is, what if I miss?
What if I miss?
You can't just throw the spear of destruction willy-nilly and then hope for the best. But again, that's where Spider Miles will now come into play. He has the aim his marksman. Weirdly enough, you aim Moskov, you aim Domeng into a direction and make calls 10, 15 seconds into the future. That's what Minana EVOS is doing now, and that's what's allowing them to keep this gold lead from Blacklist down to a minimum, a manageable 800,000 gold ahead.
I wonder what that call sounds like. All right, Domeng, it's a little southeast, northwest.
Southeast.
Northwest of here, throw the spear.
I mean, play-wise, right? Like, all right, we're going for this, we're going diving here, where we're going to be holding this out, throw it now, you know? It's more about when and where.
We'll see if that plays out. Once again, both teams holding on to this Lord dance. No one wants to commit just yet. And this, honestly, for Minana EVOS is going to help them kind of build up some of that gold, get to the items that they need, of course, for it. But the positioning, the CC that's going to be thrown by Minana EVOS is what's crucial here that Blacklist International avoids, and that's why they're taking this so slowly. They want to build up, and there's a big pickup, too, for Spider Miles, getting that flask of the Oasis now.
Oh, nice knock up here again. I don't know what the answer is going to be, but there is a back attack here. Minona Fury, a lot of people in the air, but they have the damage just not quite there. Oh, head with the damage, and there you go. He's shut down by Domeng. Domeng's going crazy right now. No, from the Lord! No, from the Lord, man! That Lord assist was huge, and since Dewey gets it, what the heck just happened there?
The Lord happened. Blacklist International timed it well, and now Lancey's the only one left.
Oh, what a disaster!
Oh, man. What looks like a great setup for Minana EVOS. And even Domeng coming in unleashing, but then trouble struck.
Watch this replay. Oh, my God.
It was almost perfect. Minana EVOS almost wiped out Blacklist International. Again, the whole Spear of Destruction play, the last-minute entry by Domeng almost paid off. But check this out right here. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, God.
Little did they know Lord was on Blacklist side.
Like a trampoline. No, to be fair, I think Blacklist had some level of control there because they spaced out their members. They made sure that whoever was going to get jumped by Lord was okay to die, and then the rest would collapse on the collateral from Minana EVOS. That was amazing. Great work by Blacklist here.
Yeah, great positioning there and to deal with that. So given that whole exchange, they're going to get these tier 2 turrets down. Lord was already taken care of by Minana EVOS. They should be able to clear lanes pretty well with this lineup here. So for Blacklist International, they just have to be happy with what they were able to get themselves and play around this gold lead now that they've secured.
At the very least, you know what? Minana EVOS don't need to panic too much because Moskov scales so well.
Yeah.
They can drag this out to 20 minutes. They'll be fine for sure.
Yep. Again, going off of that tangent of wiping the waves and controlling the map, Minana EVOS is okay. Minana EVOS can actually do that. Worst case scenario, there's a threat of a penetration at 15 or 16. That's the worst case scenario.
As long as they don't get wiped out, maybe.
Yeah,
you know?
best case, Domeng is able to work the side lanes, get a split push in, and then even try that same play again as they did from the Lord. Because again, it looks like it worked. All they needed to do was not get jumped.
Yeah.
Actually looks so good. Yeah.
But they're so good at that Lord, they're so good at that Lord fight. We saw Shades of Blacklist doing this in week 1, 2, and 3 of the regular season.
Yep.
And now it looks like they're back in shape.
They're back in shape, and you saw what they were able to get off that Lord advantage. Getting the space, getting the gold, and for Minana EVOS, you even saw how much damage Domeng has done when he's compared, of course, over here to Oheb. Now, Oheb, it's a little bit harder because obviously you're just trying to get those stacks and then go in with that Blazing Duet, BMI on out of there. Domeng's positioning is so much more crucial, especially if he's using that Spear of Destruction. And then, of course, the Inspire. But the amount of damage that he can put out in such a small amount of time is massive. But this is, again, against these heroes like what Haji has on this Edith, Sensui even, they're quite tanky. They're quite durable.
That's true.
And so that's part of the thing. Oh, no, Doming. Okay.
Wait,
boy.
hold up.
Oh boy.
All right, he's fine. He senses it.
He sensed it.
This is just game sense. This is game IQ.
That's
Again,
right.
you don't make it to the Champions Arena without having to cut your teeth, all right?
Cut your teeth?
It's a,
Cut your
it's a saying.
Is
It's
it?
a- I think.
Wow.
I heard my mom say it one time when I was like 6. Anyways, looking at this one more time again, the long lane worked here by Yue and Edward,
Yep.
while Doming here just trusting his sixth sense, knows that something is amiss. Because again, look at the map. All you can see in the map is actually Sensui, right? That's it. So I guess Minana EVOS, again, if there's something that you can trust with them, is their communication.
Yeah, the shot calling to stay on your toes, Doming. Right? Don't
do it.
Don't do it. Don't overextend. Obviously, they're still
Yes.
waiting there as well, Yue and Edward. So that's the information.
As strong as Doming is, he can only deal damage to 1 to 2 targets at a time. So if you get caught out, like
Yeah.
there's only so much you can do. You can dash out once,
Yep.
and then just throw auto attacks in the middle.
Yeah, something else to note is we haven't really seen Kirk do much in the past, what?
Oh, yeah.
6 or 7 minutes?
That's true.
We need to see Kirk do amazing things, and that's going to come off the back of, I reckon...
Oh, no.
An early... Oh!
Oh, Haji missed it out. That was a massive use of the flicker here. And that could be something that Minana can use here in the coming Lord fights. They know it's coming. They can buy a few more seconds. I think.
Doming timing, man. That's what I like to call athletic. He didn't need the flicker, though.
Reaction time.
Yep,
Reaction time.
That's brains and bronze right there. He saw it coming and he acted on it. Real quick, Kirk needs to come in with a preemptive Black Dragon form, a PBDF. If he
I'm
gets,
not even going to try.
if
Yeah,
he
that's-
gets it down, it's
Yeah.
going to throw off Blacklist timing. It's been a while since we've seen Minana EVOS start a fight and actually win it.
That's true. And so with that, you can see the positioning still happening here. Minana EVOS respecting the lead that Blacklist does have. Even though that Haji doesn't have this flicker available to jump in with the onward, they still have to keep them at bay, and that's exactly what they're doing. Oh, no!
Another one that could have been problematic here.
There's Kirk.
Obviously, there's going to be a good freeze here for Sensui. Kirk going in. He's looking for trouble here, and he's the one who got found. Ohead can't go in. Blazing Duet already used up. Low HP on their marksman, and now it's Doming, who seems like he's ready to take these fights.
All right, free kill for Blacks International. And it looks like Minana EVOS does not want to leave the scene. This might actually be to their detriment.
Oh, no!
Doming 1v1 with Edward and Agent Zero coming out on top. And here's more. Blacklist are hungry for more here. Haji up on front. Sensui taking that Lord. Looking really good. Blacklist are right now 7K gold lead.
Abort mission.
Just when he thought he was safe, here comes Agent Zero, able to get him out, and he just gets the Wind of Nature too for this, because now they have to deal with that, right? This is a massive momentum move for Blacklist International. Lord going down that mid side,
Yep.
and they'll have to defend against this. Again, their clear is pretty good as long as Doming isn't pressured too much. Oh, Daytona's welcome.
Oh, it's Minana's time to pressure now, and they are going to be able to take out Edward, at least for now. Immortality is there with their transit just for good measure, and able to walk on out of there with the eye for an eye. Oh, another one, good follow-up with Spear Destruction, but will not be enough to take the kill because everyone is up on the base.
He's got to clear, they go in.
Gonna go in here with Millen Fury at the back of Spider Miles, but the damage is already done here. Blacklist going hard alongside the Lord. Kirk on the back, trying to do as much as he can, but it's all for nil, as it will be a Blacklist game number 1. It's looking like it. They are damaging as much as they can. They're holding it off.
What?
The minions are alive. They cleared.
Oh, they cleared it.
That could have been massive. Wait a second.
And Blacklist International will take game number 1 in this first best of 5 against Minana EVOS.
All right, this all began in that failed Lord dance. Blacks International may have failed a jump on the Doming, and that allowed for Minana EVOS to think that they can get away with a contest. Little did they know, and I'm pretty sure they were aware, that there was still a 5K gold lead on Blacklist.
Yeah.
And even if there were failed attempts, there was a pick-off that they missed out on. It just wasn't enough. The firepower was way too much. Again, it comes down to
Moskov. Yung Moskov kasi ngayon,
Prioritizing the Moskov. They already knew that sigurado sa Lord Dances baka doon sila mahirap.
Which helps with the